He gave me this coat of many colors. Isn't this great? That only angered my brothers more. They wanted to get rid of me, so they sold me into slavery for 20 pieces of silver. Now, while I was captive in Egypt, the Ishmaelites took me down there and sold me to a gentleman by the name of Potiphar. Potiphar was skeptical at first, but I worked so hard because I knew that the Lord was with me and would direct my path. No matter where I was, slave or brothers, I worked hard. So then, I was justly put into prison. While in prison, I prayed very hard, over and over, year after year, till finally I worked my way up to help the prison head. While I was in prison, there was 2 people that came and visited me. One was a baker, one was a butler. One night, they had terrible dreams, and they asked, is there anybody here that knows how to interpret dreams? I said, I do. The Lord interprets it for me and tells me to let you know what it means. After I told them what it meant, 3 days later, one went away and one disappeared. And I told the butler before he left, I said, please mention me to the Pharaoh. Remember me. Well, a couple of years passed, and that very man did not remember me. One day the Pharaoh had terrible night dreams. And naturally he wants something to drink after being woken up, and that's where I came in, or my friend came in, because he was a butler. And so he brought the Pharaoh something to drink. When the Pharaoh was terribly distraught about what he dreamt, he asked, is there anybody that can interpret my dreams? And so naturally the butler said, I know a guy. When I was in jail a few years back, he told me that I would be coming back to your service. His name, I don't remember his name, but I think his name was Joseph. Yes, it was. No, I'm really not. Now then, whenever I was released out of prison and I was set before the Pharaoh told me the dream. God told me that that dream was very important. That dream was going to save the whole world, because everybody would be having a very bad famine and would need food. And that's what that dream gave me, the ability to store up 7 years of grain for the 7 years of bad, no rain. Well, needless to say, years passed. After all the dream had expired, or excuse me, after the 7 years of good passed, then the 7 years of bad had started. It was so bad that even over in Canaan, where my brothers were, they didn't have food either. So Father sent them down to see me. They didn't know I was here though. When they came down, I told my assistant that they were spies in the Egyptian language. And I was very rough with them. I wanted to test if they were still good people that I hoped they were. And you know what? They were good people, but the only problem was they were very sorry for what they had done to me. The good news is, after everything was finished and over with, a lot of tears came, but they were tears of joy, because my father came to Egypt where I was in the end, and we lived happily